In my career, I was blessed to work with some of the top engineers in the country. It taught me to be ready to do things that were not already mapped out. That applies, the thinking, the processing applies to this health journey that I have been on. During the first 3 years or so of my being sick with this terrible eosinophilic asthma disease, there was no drug to take. There was no progress and no hope. The world would say I had everything. I had the big house, the fancy car, the good career, all the vacations, did what I wanted. I knew inside I had nothing. My name is Steve Whitaker. This is my wife, Terry, my wife of 34 years. Terry and I have 3 amazing sons. Their lives today are an incredible reflection of the fact that they were raised at our church and the fact that they have an amazing mother because they're amazing men. Professionally, I spent about 30 years in the technical world as my dad had started an engineering firm in the 70s, and it was our passion. But 9 years ago, I got sick, but this sickness seemed to hang on a while. My asthma is not a wheezy kind of asthma. My asthma is more like bronchitis. My lungs are full of stuff, and too sick to work. Couldn't go any further. In each pulmonologist office, there's usually a big poster on the wall of the current drugs for asthma and COPD and those kind of things. And at the end of 3.5 years, I had taken them all. And I just couldn't do it anymore. There was no progress and no hope. I had to see my family doctor again, and he found me hope. You need to find you a doctor who is an engineer of being a doctor at what your health problem is. Would have done anything to have known him when it first began. It might have saved losing most of my teeth or getting a hernia that I coughed out one day because I'd been coughing so much. So he starts telling me about biologic drugs, and it's taken at an infusion center. This is where I met the Paragon team. When I get to the Dallas Infusion Center, I knew almost when I saw Marilee's face and she spoke to me, I was in a good place. As a patient, I think we don't adequately share with the people we're working with how long it's been to get here, how scared we are of the drug, how scared we are that it won't work, and how scared we are that it will work. By the way, we're exhausted physically from our health, financially from the burden we've been under to get to this point, and now I'm in your hands. When I laid down that night after being sick for 6 years, I could not hear my lungs. I told Terry, I said, I think this is going to work.
It was amazing just to hear that so soon after his infusion, and it was just kind of like a light at the end of the tunnel.
It was incredible.
Yeah, because we didn't have any hope before.
My experience then is just one of being so thankful to get to go to Paragon to get my infusions. I love the people there. I developed close friendships to me where I know about their families, they know about my family, and having been through this illness, having walked so closely with all these key players, from my pastor to the doctor to Paragon, the world would say, I have nothing. And yet I know the truth is I have everything. I wouldn't trade for anything the way I had it before.